What's up? I'm back. In this segment, I'm going to talk about DC's decision to keep their TV universe and the movie universe separate. I think, in a sense, this actually proves my point. That was what you're trying to say about DC. I'm not going to lie. DC wants to compete with Marvel on the cinema, right? I can't lie. Everyone says DC has TV on lock, and they do have TV on lock. But here's the problem. I've said before, maybe they should have kept it at TV. TV and the movies is two different things. That's why you see where Marvel has crazy success in movies and Agent Shield, mixed results, probably more bad. Agent Carter, I have no confidence in. Why? Because this Marvel success in movies doesn't mean it will translate to TV. You could look at shows like Walking Dead. You could look at shows like Game of Thrones. Would anyone want to see a Game of Thrones movie, Walking Dead movie? Probably not. And this is the problem with a lot of people where they don't know how to be able to separate the different types of entertainment. Or because something is a successful book doesn't mean it's going to be a successful movie. It might, but it might not. And I find TV sometimes harder because you have to do it on a consistent basis, which is harder. When you make a movie, you could just put, like, even Avengers as a movie, as a TV show, that might suck, to be honest. In my opinion, DC's characters are better set up for TV. To be honest, like, I have to admit, I would actually rather see a Justice League TV show than an Avengers TV show. But then vice versa, I actually rather see an Avengers movie than a Justice League movie, only for the fact that DC kind of takes itself a little bit too seriously, and I think that can make you kind of inflexible at times, where you see they're gonna go all dark now, right? Where Marvel is more lighter. The problem with that is that Marvel still gives themselves flexibility, where Doctor Strange will probably be a little bit darker. The Netflix show is gonna be a little bit darker, where DC is gonna be all dark. So you can see, and then look at the difference. Marvel's TV shows are gonna be connected to their universe. To be honest, to their movie universe, big time advantage. Where DC, I mean, the Arrow is a good show. The Flash is a good show. Like, those are good shows. So they have momentum. And to me, I wouldn't really make a movie if I was DC. But if you are gonna make a movie, connect it to your TV universe. That only makes sense. Because the reason why they haven't all the success is because all these stories, even though they appear to be separate, they intertwine. The subconscious mind picks it up. So that's why people like it. But when I saw that they made that decision, it just keeps confirming to me that they don't know what they're doing. And I think a large part of it is, again, I think sometimes when I look at the internet and I see DC fans, I mean, you could be a fan of someone. There's no question. I'm a fan of certain people, right? I'm a Marvel fan, and I would tell people Marvel comics suck. No question, DC makes better comics right now. And actually, the last 10 years, easy, right? But it's the same thing. DC has proven nothing when it comes to movies, and you still got people say DC's gonna win. They might. And if you're a comic book fan, here's the thing about if you're a comic book fan, it's rough. Because if you're a comic book fan, like, because I'm a comic book fan, I want to see both do well. I want to see both movies do well. Here's the problem, though. With both of them doing movies, as well as Sony doing movies, as well as Fox doing movies, you might oversaturate the market. I don't think so, but I do hear a lot of haters of comic books movies saying there's too much comic book movies. And with just DC and Marvel by themselves, I think it's like 21 movies in the next 5 years. That's not even counting Fox and Sony. And the thing about Fox and Sony's movies are so terrible, right? That I know they're gonna be bad for the most part, especially anything not X-Men. When you talk about Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, I already know it's gonna be bad. I mean, Channing Tatum as Gambit is just ridiculous. But when you add those movies to it, I mean, you might be talking about 35 in the next 5, and that's a lot. Me, I would love it, but at the same time, you gotta understand that there's a lot of other people outside of that, because mainstream fans are too fickle. To be honest, they're very fickle. And here's the funny part: Marvel knows what they're doing, so I think with Marvel stuff, I don't see them oversaturating stuff. But a mainstream fan, if Justice League is so, in their minds, they be like, okay, I got Avengers, I got Justice League is so. So then that might cause them to kind of be like, look at the Avengers again and be like, okay, Avengers is having 2 Part 3 movies, right? With Infinity Gauntlet. They might be like, I'm tired of it. You even seen it with the Hunger Games where it's kind of burning out now. Where it did good, but not as good as it did before. And you see that, and I think that's the problem. I think if DC just kept making good TV shows, I mean they got like 3-4 shows, Constantine, like they got 3-4 shows pumping right now. Imagine how and none of them look like they're dying. They all actually all doing good. Gotham, Constantine, Flash, Arrow. Imagine continue. Imagine that go from 4 shows to like 8 shows or 10 shows. You could lock up the TV market, but no, they want to go into movies. And then when they go to movies, it's cool if they want to do that. But then they're making these bad decisions, right? You keep them separate. It just keeps proving to me they don't know what they're doing. And if you're a DC fan, it's cool that you want them to succeed. If you're a comic book fan, you want them to succeed. But at the same time, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it real. To be honest, you gotta because the only way, the one thing Marvel does well, they listen to their fans. They may not tell you that, but listen to their fans. Even for me, I be keep it real with you. Captain Marvel, Black Panther, I don't even think they need to do those things. I'm not into pushing this fake diversity just for people to be happy, but they want to do it. Would it work? Probably would. If I could look at their blueprint coming up and see failures, their blueprint coming up, I'm not gonna lie. You got Ant-Man, you got Captain Marvel, you got Black Panther. If they do good, then we talk about Marvel for 10 more years. If they don't, it still be okay because I actually think Inhumans is gonna be better than all three of them. Inhumans is gonna be tight. Doctor Strange is gonna be tight. So I think worst case scenario, some hot, some cold, but that's not even counting the existing properties like Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, and Avengers solo movies. That's not even counting that. Netflix is gonna be good. I actually have a lot of faith in Netflix and the Netflix Marvel ventures. So worst case scenario, you probably have Inhumans gonna be success. Doctor Strange will be a success. This is worst case. Inhuman success, Doctor Strange success, Netflix show success. With Netflix shows, they actually automatically catch up to DC in one swoop. Because they got about 3-4 Netflix shows. There's about 3-4 DC shows. Netflix does good. They already catch up on DC. Inhumans, Doctor Strange, copacetic, the existing properties. This is worst case scenario. They just have a little blemishes. Black Panther doesn't do as good as they want. Captain Marvel doesn't do as good as they want. Ant-Man, I don't know about that one, don't do as good as they want. And then that would be a little blemishes. But that's worst case. So they'll still be good. Best case scenario, I just can't see Ant-Man. Ant-Man, I just can't see it doing good. So I won't have that best case scenario is not even doing good. Like that, I don't see it. Black Panther, Captain Marvel might be great. Captain Marvel might be great because it might take place in the cosmic. Might showcase Marvel's cosmic universe. Might work. I'm not gonna lie. Black Panther might work. We just need people want a black character on screen. Black Panther is a legitimate superhero. He's not Falcon. You know what I mean? He for the most part. I mean, to me, it's still traces of just making someone just to make it. I mean, I still see that in Black Panther, but I do admit, you get a good director, it could go somewhere. I have to admit. So, worst case scenario, 2 or 3 of those projects don't do as good, but the rest do good. They still have momentum. Best case scenario, all of them do good. Then we're talking about a dynasty that might last 10 to 15 years. That's cool. DC, that's some problems. Because Justice League might do good. See, here's the thing. If Christian Bale was playing Batman, I can't front. I would have confidence. If Christopher Nolan was doing, some of the movies, I might have confidence. But because those two factors are not there, Zack Snyder's cool. I got to give it to him. Superman, for the most part, will be okay. See, this is the thing. Superman's going to be okay. Like, their projects, when I think best case scenario, is going to be okay. Justice League will be okay. Batman will be okay. But then when you start talking about Wonder Woman, I don't like the actress for her. You got to know what you're doing for Wonder Woman movie, to be honest. At one time in the past, when you ask a regular person about characters, like about combo characters, it will be Batman, Superman first, Batman second, Wonder Woman was third. Wonder Woman was ahead of Hulk and anybody from Marvel. Wonder Woman was the first real powerful female superhero that was legitimate superhero, not just making a chick just to make a chick. Excuse my French. You can do a lot of damage with Wonder Woman. Captain Marvel's nothing compared to Wonder Woman. But when I see them make a casting choice like they made, it's really blemish. I just don't see her as a Wonder Woman. Sorry, I just don't see it. I mean, she might shock me, but I just don't see it. Just based on what I've seen in Fast and Furious. So then when you add that up, you're looking. Most of their projects are going to be okay. Flash and Arrow, they could have been awesome on movie screen if they knew what they were doing. They're gonna keep it separate. You understand? Aquaman, like I can't front. I didn't like Suicide Squad at first. I actually think Suicide Squad might actually kill it more than the rest of them. But we'll see with that one too, because you gotta know what you're doing with that, and obviously they don't know what they're doing. To be honest, that's the biggest thing. They obviously, if you are a neutral fan, you would have to look at it and say they don't know what they're doing, and I think that's the reason why it's not gonna work out for them as much as they think it would, and it can damage the whole comic genre in terms of making movies. Period. In terms of the cinematic comic book genre, it could damage just because it's just too saturated. It could potentially be too saturated because we already know Sony and Fox are gonna make bad movies. We can't have Marvel and DC making bad movies. And the thing is, nobody's factoring. If the comics keep being successful, it's gonna probably push other studios to probably try to get a lot of independent comics and make them movies, which potentially could oversaturate, which is definitely oversaturate the market. So you definitely want DC and Marvel making good movies. Marvel, I have confidence in DC. From what I've seen, I just don't see it. But only time will tell. Till next time, peace.